Last fall, I remember being totally stressed out with all the schoolwork and household responsibilities. I was trying to portray the super mom and loving wife whom I idolized, juggling all personal and professional work single handedly. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mintu Joy, a graduate student and mother of two small kids. With the pandemic, I was stuck with majority of the childcare responsibilities and household chores. Trying to do everything just ended up in building emotional and physical strain. But at the same time, I was unable to bring an effective way to involve my partner. I'm sure my story is not unique.
Research shows that uneven distribution of household tasks exists in many co-inhabiting relationships, but based on existing evidence, the disparity is most pronounced in heterosexual relationships. In fact, even when a mother works full-time, just like her male partner, mothers still work an additional 9 hours a week more than their male counterpart on childcare and household responsibilities. This inequitable distribution of household responsibilities has only been exacerbated since the COVID-19 pandemic. Since the start of the pandemic, over 2 million families do not have access to childcare services. Parents are scrambling to find help during this time, but majority of the responsibility is falling on women. Women are more than 3 times as likely to be responsible for most of the household and caregiving needs during the pandemic. Based on our interview with over 40 stakeholders or an analysis of over 3,000 subreddit posts, these are the most common issues expressed by women. Of the 5 major themes, we chose to focus our intervention on the lack of partner support to complete household responsibilities. Given that these themes are all interconnected, we hope that by addressing one of these issues, we can help improve other areas as well. We envision a household where not just the mother, but their partner and children are able to contribute to household duties. This can lead to a more collaborative approach to fairly distributing household responsibilities, ultimately alleviating the burden on women.
So we developed EquiHome, a platform to promote cooperative team spirit at home. We promote three major values: fostering effective communication within family members, distributing chores fairly, and deploying a positive reinforcement system. EquiHome does this in two parts: the mobile app to manifest the family settings, define chores and rewards, and the integrated calendar. And the second part is a voice assistant such as Alexa or Google Home Assistant to track day to day tasks. Let's look at what the app can do for you. On the landing screen, you can see your personal progress, your family's progress, and the option to create a new task. On your own progress, you can see all the tasks that are assigned to you, the status of each task, and when each task is due. To change the status, click on the status and select from the bottom drawer. You can also see how each of these tasks fit alongside your work schedule. You can see how to earn and redeem brownie points at home. To create a new task, click on the plus icon and start typing. Alternatively, you can select from one of the templates that we provide to you. Next, choose an assignee, and if it must be done within a time frame, select the date and time, and the new task is created. Now let's look at some of the sample conversations you could have with the EquiHome Alexa skill. Alexa, open EquiHome.
Welcome to EquiHome, Deepti. Ask me about your tasks, the leaderboard, or your personal rewards.
Who's leading?
Jane is in the lead by 25 points. You could take out the trash to earn 5 points to try to catch up to her.
How do I win a reward?
You are 15 points away from an uninterrupted me time. You could do the laundry to claim your me time.
Analyzing our market, we found an untapped opportunity to make task management at home organized over voice. There is no other platform that does it exactly the way we are doing it. While our original research subject was an overburdened woman in a heterosexual relationship, we found out that an app like EquiHome, based on our more than 60 interviews, could work for any couple or even roommates that want a more equitable distribution of work at home.
To gauge the needs and interests of our users, we surveyed individuals who are currently living with their partner about their task management processes. Out of the 246 survey respondents, we found that currently 43% of them are open to using a system to ensure there is a fair distribution of tasks in the household. However, less than 5% of them are using a digital tool to divide these tasks, making it difficult to monitor task distribution. Aside from this survey, we also launched a website to engage with potential users by allowing them to sign up on our beta test waitlist. Within a 3-week timeframe, we received 749 interested users signed up on our waitlist. After fully developing EquiHome, we plan to provide our users a 3-month free trial period to get them acclimated with our platform. After the 3-month trial, our users have the options to opt into a more basic model with limited features, or a premium model of $299 a month with more advanced customizable features that suits their home. With the IAA price, we've developed a preliminary timeline we have for making EquiHome available to our users. By June, we hope to launch our beta app and start engaging with people on our waitlist. By October, we hope to incorporate any feedback we receive from our beta testers and finalize our product and launch a larger scale pilot. By the beginning of next year, we're hoping to conduct a larger marketing campaign. And finally, we'll look into expanding and scaling EquiHome to be widely available.
When we started having discussion of our product at my home, that in itself brought fruitful conversation, and I found my husband helping out more. I'm sure EquiHome will be a solution to my problem, and so will be yours. Here's our team behind EquiHome: Deepti from the School of Information, Mary from the School of Public Health, and Mintu from the College of Engineering and Computer Science. We are excited to invite you to scan this QR code or sign up with EquiHome to be in our beta list. This concludes our presentation. Thank you all for listening, and we are ready for your questions now.
Amazing job, team. That's so cool. I love the QR call to action at the end. Suzy or Liz?
I just want to know when I can get this. This is incredible. I have 2 young boys and a house full of chaos, and this sounds amazing. The only thing I wanted to drill down a little bit more on with y'all is you did a ton of interviews, which is amazing, 60+ interviews. And then you said you did like a social media assessment for understanding your sort of core user group, which like I resonate strongly with. But could you tell us a little bit about that process?
Mm-hmm. So I started conducting interviews to learn more about user needs and what the community is facing a challenge in. So I conducted interviews, but it's such a personal issue that we were not hearing the things that we wanted to hear. So I went back on the subreddit Our Working Moms and scraped the top 3,000 posts, took all of them that had like negative sentiments, doing a text sentiment analysis, and then found that these were the things that people were talking the most about. Like maternity leave was a top thing, and my partner is not helping out so much was the second biggest challenge that people were complaining about. So I thought there's definitely a scope here to we can come together and solve this in some way.
So clever. That is really, really smart. Especially because it is a sensitive thing in an interview process. You don't want to throw your husband under the bus, but if someone's venting on Reddit, you might get a little bit more honest assessment there. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
I totally agree. I love the problem map and your strategy for identifying the user need, also identifying who some of your different markets might be. I actually imagine marital relationships or partner relationships can be especially difficult to work out these, especially once you're sort of entrenched in it. So I really do like the idea of a new technology that you can sort of interject into a dysfunctional arrangement. I also really think, though, that another market that you might find are roommates, housemates. So just, thinking about all the college students on campus who end up, moving in with strangers and don't really have a good way to navigate all of the different things that have to happen within a household. Oftentimes, especially, undergraduate students have never lived independently and had to take care of these things. I say this as a mother of a 20-year-old junior at Michigan State. You do not want to see their house. So they could really use some help in even just reminding them what work needs to be done, let alone who's going to do it. So I love the concept as well. One of the questions I have is about your pricing model. So can you tell us a little bit about how you came to that, thinking about your 3-month free trial and then the $2.99 premium? Did you just make that number up, or did that come from market research, or like what's the motivation, the justification for that?
So we took all our competitors into consideration. So our top competitor is EquiHome, because that's another app that has like the largest user base so far, and they charge like $40 a year. Home Insure, it takes $6 a year. And then we also compared, so these are just mobile apps. We also compared Alexa skills and how much they cost. They cost somewhere between no money at all to $5 a month. So we thought that because we are going to start a new thing, and this is such a big social change to a systemic imbalance, we thought initially we should give people a chance to just get acclimatized to it. So 3 months to just get used to how to use this app. That's for free. And then people can use it for $2.99, which we thought was a reasonable price at this point. And we should be able to keep up with that price for a while in terms of sustainability.
So when I look at this graph right here, I say that you are not pricing your tool very well. It should be much more expensive.
So our hope in this is that our revenue will come from numbers. So because so many families will be using it, a smaller price could be affordable for us in the long run.
Yeah, and just to add on that, we're also thinking more of like being inclusive of like low-income families who might not have much disposable funds for something that's greater than $5 a month. So we thought like $2.99 would be a good medium to start, and seeing what other revenue potentials we can make, such as like advertisements and other ways we can get revenues that won't really affect the consumer's pockets as much. So we thought like the $2.99 medium would be a good way to do that.
I understand that, but I want you to consider your business model and talk to folks in, for example, the Ross School or other places that advise startups, because there is a drawback to low pricing as well, that people may not see it as a high quality product if it's much less expensive. So I don't want you to undersell yourselves. I think you've got a really great product, and I think the market would support higher. And then you can think about, do you give discounts for under certain circumstances for people that apply for a scholarship or something like that, where you can make sure that you're not excluding people, but also don't undersell yourself. I think you got a great product.
Strongly agree, Liz, that this is an incredible product. And as such, my next question is just, what's next? Are you going to go into an incubator? Like, how are you going to do this? Because you've got a fully formed, really fabulous idea here.
Yep, the plan is to go to On Deck, which starts this month, and we'll be a part of that incubator program and start building it. So I'm hoping that by the end of May, we would have the app available on the app stores and Alexa store for people to use as they would like.
Okay, and one last thought, just because of the way that you've approached this, and you may already be thinking about this, but I really think it's so fascinating how you're sort of thinking about and tracking the way in which the the technology can mediate relationships. And just like from this coming out of a university and from a research perspective, I would just encourage you in that incubator experience to think about how you track your users and the way that they're using the tool, and possibly even consult with some social scientists and others to try to understand like how this changes people's lives as they use it and what that means. Because this is such a like clearly feminist endeavor, and like it's just really fascinating. Oftentimes you see technology interventions that like really don't think about this stuff. And so like to have something that's so rooted in those values, it would be nice to have some evidence on the other side to show how transformational this type of technology could be. That's not a question at all. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Suzy.